Alex, I'm not sure if you're counting, but it has been 637 days since your injury, the 17 surgeries, everything that you went through. And here now we can start a new count 2 days from you being at practice. What's it like putting the helmet on and being back out there with your teammates?
Yeah, I think tough to put into words all the emotions and thoughts like leading up to this, especially once I found out. Certainly, the last 2 days obviously have been really, really special. To dare to think about even practicing, whatever 670 days ago, whatever, to think about that back then, as scary as that seemed, and daunting as it seemed. Not only to attempt, but even to put it out there and like think about it. And then to finally like to lace up the cleats to throw my jersey on again and put my helmet on and go out there was such a good feeling. The butterflies, the feeling that you get in your gut, going out there. It had been so long since I had felt that. So good to be amongst my teammates on the field again. All the little things. So like I said, hard to sum up into words, and but thankful for this next step, and and really it's kind of what it was, and looking forward to taking this one on just like the rest of them.
I was at that game, and it was horrifying to watch, and now pretty much everybody knew that there were rumors swirling around how bad it was, but after Project 11, I think the world got to see just the fight that you went through and potentially losing your leg and potentially losing your life and thinking what that impact is for your family. So really the biggest question I think a lot of people want to ask is like, why even try to make this comeback, Alex?
Yeah. I mean, I know that's kind of I think the easy thing to think. I think I've had a lot of people tell me, you played a long time, you've made a lot of money, and why not, I think kind of right off into the sunset. And I know that in the NFL world, I'm an old guy, I'm a dinosaur, but in the bigger aspect of life, I'm 36 years old. I have 3 little kids. I have the rest of my life in front of me. And selfishly, I'm even doing this for that. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, I know if I can go out there and play quarterback, I can do anything else in life. This is one of the hardest jobs in sports, and so grateful to have the opportunity to put that jersey on the last 2 days and go out there and try and do it. And for me, it's taking on that challenge. I don't think it's something I could walk away from. And be able to sleep at night if I did. I don't think I could look my kids in the eye and talk to them about, giving it their all and pushing through things. And, we all face adversity in life, and it comes in different forms. And, was I going to talk about it or be about it? And for me, that's what it is. And I know however this comes out, I'm going to be better off for it. I continue to make gains. I continue to get better, even in these last few weeks. And so for me, that just kind of continues to excite me, that I can keep pushing on and at some point, obviously find out where my limitations are, but I haven't found them yet.
We hear a lot of players when they do go through injury say that they want to go out on their own terms. I think we can understand that and just understand the fight that it is for you to get back out here. But I mean, what is the goal then? Is the goal, are you already achieving it? Is the goal to actually get up there and play in a game? Is it to start? Just be on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, absolutely. Like as far as a distance goal and things that you think about at night and you do put out there and try to aspire to, absolutely, is to get back out on the field in a game situation. With that said, I think I've had the most success when I kind of continue to stay focused on the task at hand. And for me, it's conquering one step at a time, and I'm not quite there yet. And for me, that is still a few steps away. And for me, it's conquering this step right now. And I've gone out there and practiced and doing what I can right now, and obviously individual period routes, obviously doing a ton of quarterback drills and things like that. And then here, conquering this and progressing to some team reps, and seeing in those situations, as simulated as those are, can I go out and do it? So for me, it's just staying focused on that right now, and for me, it's conquering practice. This is what I've been thinking about for so long, and I have the opportunity. So really just dialing in on that and trying to take advantage of it.
When it comes down to it, it's your plant leg. What have you had to adjust physically to kind of get out there? And how do you not think about the bodies when they start coming flying at you? How do you mentally kind of get over that hurdle?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been a process too. That's not something that happened overnight. Like you said, I've had I've had a long time to obviously work through a lot of those things. And I think that you have to work through it. It's not something that, like, the more I do, the more I trust it. And the more I push it, the more I trust it. So, uh, with that, that's like I said, that's been encouraging as I've gone on to the next each and every step. Um, that I know what I can take, and obviously I've had a great team of medical experts, uh, some of the best in the world that have obviously been in my corner and advising me, and this is something that yeah, obviously I'm good to go. This is as scary as that sounds, that it's safe, and for me to go out there and really depend on it and trust it.
A lot of people have a hard time really kind of believing when you say it's safe for you to go out there. I'm sure there are a lot of lonely nights, despite having the medical staff around you, having your family around you, having Elizabeth behind your side there. But the nights when you're alone and you're saying, okay, I'm scared, I'm angry, I'm depressed, this is never going to happen. What do you tell yourself in those moments? Who did you rely on to try and help you say, I can do this?
Well, I mean, the list is countless of the people that I've relied on, benefited from throughout this process. It would be hard for me to name them all. Too many that I've leaned on. Certainly the ones closest to me throughout this process. Obviously, my wife and family, but certainly the doctors, my PTs, trainers. That I've worked day in and day out. Ever since 21 months ago. So. Yeah, I mean, and there are good days, there are bad days, and I think you try not to, ever make, rush to judgments. I've learned patience throughout this process, and to take it day by day. And some days are better than others, but certainly for me, it's continue to keep trending in the right direction. That's what's most encouraging.
You know the system. He played under Norv Turner with the 49ers, and Scott's pretty similar. He tells me that you have it down. That's not a question at all. If you were to go out there and play right now, what would you be able to physically, mentally, what would you be able to offer this offense and this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've played a long time. I've played in a lot of offenses. Certainly, I've been in the digit world a long time, early on in my career, and I think with anything, with playing quarterback, I mean, it comes down to obviously making good, quick decisions, throwing the football on time and accurately, um, making plays that are there to be made. And for me, I think this is a great offensive system, and it's not trying to do too much. Let the plays come to you, do what's asked of you, play in, play out. I mean, when the plays are there to be made downfield and making them. So yeah, I'm excited. It is something that has come back quickly for me. It's been so nice, like I said, obviously to get back out there and participate in it, and like I said, look forward to continue trying to progress to that next step.
When we saw you last season, finally around the team, you kind of were mentoring a lot Dwayne Haskins Jr. as he was kind of taking over. He's a young quarterback, and this offseason, he was led to say this is his team to lose, and it's his job to lose. How do you kind of transition from going from that mentor role? We all know what you did with Pat Mahomes as well, to now taking on a competitive spirit and wanting to go out there and compete against him.
I mean, I think those two things are not mutually exclusive. I think you can have, in a healthy situation, I think you want competition, and especially in the quarterback room. I think you have to have it. I think it has to be part of your culture. It has to be about what you do in, day out. And it's, listen, I mean, no one's going to win every single time at everything. I think it's about embracing challenges, embracing competition. Whether we're playing the crossbar game out there after practice, whether it's a team rep, whether it's a game. And I think it's about taking on competition with the right attitude, the right mentality. For us as well, it's obviously also about supporting each other, whoever is out there, whoever is rolling. I've been in a lot of situations, crazy situations. Certainly for me, I've been around with a lot of young guys. So with that, yeah, when I get my opportunity, I go out there and compete my tail off. At the same time, when I'm not, yeah, I mean, I try to help these guys. We got 3 young quarterbacks in the quarterback room, and they all have a bright future. And for me, yeah, I put that hat on as well. I mean, I feel like I can do both. That isn't too hard to do.
There's a lot of talk about just trying to get him ready. And again, the growth of losing that job as a young quarterback and then having to earn to fight it back. Do you see this at all? and please take this in the utmost respect, to where it could be a distraction at all for him getting ready, to where it could be something that takes away from the quarterback room? Or are you approaching it in a way that says this is only going to help? Like, is there a point where you say, you know what, I maybe have to step back and just go back into support? Where is that determining factor?
I mean, I think to twist that he and I or any of our career paths are somehow like against each other, I think is definitely not the truth. I mean, he has his path out in front of him continue to try to reach his potential, and he has a ton of it. He knows that, and it's about him going out there every single day, every rep, and getting better. No different than me, for me trying to find out what my potential is now. No different for Kyle, and no different for Steven. And for me, it's helping him with that in whatever way I can. And if it's sitting back there and obviously putting my, kind of coaching hat on, so to speak, when he's taking his reps, it's like that. But it's also when I get my reps, showing him a different style maybe of how to do it. I learned a lot from a lot of quarterbacks I played with, and it wasn't necessarily what they told me. It's watching them play that I learned the most. Watching them how they do things, how they manage their game. And so I think sometimes that can be the best teacher. So
he's been very clear to say, look, no matter what, ever having you around helps his game, helps him develop, and he's glad, and he will be a better quarterback for that, no matter which way it comes at. Final question here. When you go away, what is it you want said about you, your legacy as a quarterback?
I mean, I'm being honest with you, the last thing I'm thinking about is my legacy in any of this. I feel I'm so grateful for so many things in life, and certainly to be able to put the jersey on and the helmet on the last 2 days and kind of continue this. I'm thankful for this opportunity to be able to still go out and do this at this point, as I am about so many things in life, and certainly not thinking about legacy. I'm trying to live in the moment and make the most of this.
Fair enough. Thank you. We appreciate your time, and we wish you the absolute best of luck.